What's up, all? Outgoing, new mad scientist. These things just came in. Now, I've been a WAZA Air user since day one, charging these things up. Let me swing this thing up here. Boom. Every day for the last 5 years. Battery's still going great, but I wanted to show you something. In the last 3 months, these things have really given up the ghost. Look at that. That's the longest set of headphones that I've used in my 50 plus years. Most of these things within 2 or 3 years wrecked. So, I was talking with Mac the other day. I was telling him about this. I couldn't find these replacement things anywhere. He said, sure, man. I'll hook you up. That's been my boy for a number of years. I work with Boss and get discounts sometimes as an artist. It's really cool. Those WAZA Airs got me into the Katana Air so that I could show you guys what sounds are like. After the Katana Air, I got a good deal on an EX, and that's my usual gig, but that's sitting over there because I move around all the time. Let's see. I don't have any big knives like my boy Cordy, but actually I do. But I think that's a bit much. Here we go. Nice set of replacement Earpads. Ooh, look at that. Funny. So whilst I'm changing these things out, let's pop that off. You know, you got access right there with a little port. I've taken these things apart, which would validate a warranty sometimes, but I always like to mess with gear. Thank you, boys. You've done a great service. Look at that. Eaten to death. Now, these things have gone with me around the world 4 times now, 5 times now. To Thailand, where you've got a lot of heat and humidity and all that stuff, so it's normal. But brand spanking new, beautiful. Heads up to my boys at Boss. We haven't always had a great time. I think the first video was a bit of a rant, and they responded nicely. And ever since then, we've been great friends. I don't really recommend that people do rants, but if you're gonna do some feedback on the quality of gear, make it positive. There's nothing like positive feedback, you know, it really helps everybody. One of the other things that we did over the years with Stéphane Villeneuve in Canada, elbows up, was build that. And that is the Witty app. You can see I just turn on these things. Starts up, boom. Did I turn off the Bluetooth? I think I did. Bluetooth. Settings, yes. Connections. I was messing with these things just now, so reset. Come on, thing. There we go. Straight in, connected. Ain't that cool? So as you can see, this thing is bloody marvelous because it gives you a full graphical display and everything updates. Even with my futzing around on videos like this, it's wicked. So, I was cranking with these things just now. Heard the guy outside when I picked him up. Super happy. That's wonderful. So, in the last couple of days, here's the news from this week. Again, thank you, Matt. The whole Spark Neo thing came out. Now, I tried the Sparks before, noticed that they don't have dual delays, and dual delays for me are a must, an absolute freaking must. Those things do it, all the Boss stuff does it, but like I said, with that little app that we created, which makes the WAZAs, the katanas, amazing, gives you 2 delays at once, turns on all the effects at once. The Spark Neo, I would really love to get my hands on that and do the same thing. I've given Boss about 3 years of intense work, created communities, done all sorts of stuff with it. Why not? I actually have still this massive battery pack from Positive Grid. I ordered the Spark 2 and the foot switch and the whole other thing, and because of that dual delay missing, I ended up canceling the orders and sending it back and sending my apologies and all that, and offered to become a beta tester for them for different things. So offer still stands. Boy, Andy Ferris, Tar Geek, he was gonna have a word with him. I had a really good chat with Felix when these things came out. I'm still thinking maybe I'll get the Edge, but I'm gonna ask Positive Grid, Italian company. Sono anche parlo italiano perfettamente ma così. I would love to really try them out. The Spark Neo thing, for 200 clams, almost half the cost of these things. To me, if that is going to get more people mobile, just using these things, just playing, if the effect of the Neo is anything like what I've had from these, I would love just to get in there and make it better. As far as I'm concerned, anything gear-wise that's going to work to make your life incredible, like the Go. This is the original one, not the new one. They changed the volume knob. Super powerful. And the best thing about it is that with Stefan's help, we've been able to get in there and get the MIDI going so that any MIDI device can work with it. And by that, I mean apps, foot controllers, buttons on your guitar. Don't know if you've seen this, but this guitar, lovely Gretsch, has a little button on there. You can hit that. Has 3 actions. You can program it to do anything. So when I'm playing, walking around, because I need to walk around a lot, I have back injuries. This thing is wicked. I can hit that, and it will change the stuff in all my Boss gear. That would be my logic for the PG guys to work on. The Spark Neo, as far as I can see, is one app that's controlling Spark 2. It controls the Neo headset, but I'm really curious as to, can it broadcast? And my boy Scott Mann, Rascal he's called on YouTube, is my boy. He's actually come here to Italy, we've hung around, and he said, yeah, why don't we build a completely different Facebook group for the Spark Neo. So I started building that yesterday. He's got one, he's going to jump in there. I'm hoping that the guys at PG will send me one with their foot switch thing. It's something I ordered, I had to send it back. No dual delays. So here's what I'm hoping happens. The way that we took these and really made them miles better. Created entire communities around it. We've got people that are connecting in all kinds of stuff. Same way with this. We have a Go Owners group that's now 2,500 people. Facebook, we don't really advertise or anything, it's just organic growth. I want to see if the Neo can be hooked up, because the version of the Neo that I really want is the next one, or maybe the one after that. It's got to be more powerful than that. This thing, for example, you've got your 2 buttons, but you've also got volume control here for the guitar. You've also got control here for apps, which is awesome. You can tilt this thing with the gyroscope and go forward and backwards in videos. It's a bit gimmicky, that could be improved, but really what I want to do is have this Spark Neo group act entirely for that, be a completely open system. And I want, like we've done with the Fender, with that, with the Katanas, with everything else, let's give PG a try. We have a bunch of geeks all around the world, and we're all interested in this thing, but I think it could be better. Like a lot better. $200 is great, but for $250, what would we get? For $300, what would we get? Could you get a bigger processor in there? Could you give us dual delays? Could we open the thing to MIDI, where massive controllers like my 3 Pirate MIDI bridges could run it? And what else could we do with the signal chain of that thing? And why isn't there an audio out? It does have USB-C, which is great, which is way better than this. This is the old type stuff, but why couldn't that be an audio interface? Why couldn't you get out of it some audio so you could leave it on the desk there, plug it into your FR, your monitor, or whatever, and add pedals after in the chain, turn off the delays, and you've solved my problem. Would be wicked. So for me, who's a guy who travels usually for 2 months every year and does extensive research on gear, that would be my proposal. Positive grade. What could we do to make the Neo that much better? Who knows? I really like that. I really like the idea of Baha'i faith. You have a thing called Consultation. And that's where you don't argue. You know how people argue on the internet all the time? Well, you don't do that really. You just take an idea, put it on a table, you spin it around, and we play devil's advocate. So between 2 people, between 3 people, everybody takes a turn, going around the table, everybody looks at the thing, identifies the problems with it, you put that down on a whiteboard or whatever, you just note it mentally, and we all plug in and try to come up with ideas as to, well, what could be better? Or you look at the app and you say, well, is that being used? Or you say, could this be shifted over here or over there? Beta testing, you know what I mean? And you jump around, and there's no playing favorites whatsoever. There's no brand loyalty. There's no cheerleading ridiculously about things like we do in politics, which we shouldn't be. I think it could be great. Boy, Scott did it. I know he's got a bunch of boss stuff. So when we start up this group, let's keep that in mind. I've still got to write all the rules for it, but number one rule is that, consultation. Put your ego out the door. Forget brand loyalties. Just remember, it's gear. Gear's going to be used. And the best thing about gear is making it better, like we did with these. These are now awesome. As you can see. 5 years usage, battery's still going. So that's what I want to see. How does that Neo hold up? Will there be a Neo 2 immediately? That's my thing. I look years down the line. And for me, I would recommend it just over what I've seen from Andy's vids, from Anderton's vids, all that stuff. Try it out. These are better. 100%. Sound quality is amazing. You can broadcast across stuff. You still can't record from it, so hopefully there's going to be a WAZA Air 2 in the works. Matt. Hopefully, 5 years is a long time. But yeah, we'll give it a shot. Scott is coming in as an admin in this new group. I'm going to post this there, and that's going to be the deal with this Spark Neo group. All the other gear that's out there at the moment, we will contrast and compare and mix and match and stick them together and see what happens, and use regular old pedals and have a good chat and show off our guitars. This thing is wonderful. And, you know, just be a cool community where people get along and just try stuff. What do you think? We'll see. Anyway, this thing is long enough. I've kind of dragged it on, but I just wanted to say, man, thank you, Matt. Boss does rule. Let's see what PG can come up with.